There's a thing they're doing now. This is scary because it's all encompassing, and a whole bunch of dolphins get caught up in this tuna net.
Yes, they do.
That is cast out there by Google, and the authorities are using this all the time now. And it is called. Looking for it. Is
it Google tracking? What do you mean? Like
it's a certain thing that they do. It's a whole sweep of an area of every device. And
it's like a dragnet, basically, like an electronic dragnet. And this guy in particular, this guy had to pay all sorts of court costs and stuff to prove his innocence, and he's never going to get back, all because his phone tracked him, even though he had taken precautions on his phone to not be tracked.
Yeah, the guy's just an avid bike rider, and he rode past this woman's house that was vandalized, or that was robbed. Yeah, she was robbed of some jewelry that she had. And so he rides his bike past there all the time because he's an avid bike rider. So he'd gone past 3 times that day, but he was just biking past it. And so they used Google and the locator because he had, one of those watches that reports to Google. So he's just exercising. And his watch is reporting to Google his activities and his whereabouts and his location the whole time. So when the police do this massive sweep of all the Google products and devices that have been used in that area and start sifting through them, they see this guy, and he becomes their main suspect. And so Google informs him that, oh, by the way, unless you do something about this, we're going to turn over all the information about your devices to the police. And you have 1 week. So he immediately panicked and freaked out and went to his parents and said, I'm in real trouble. I don't know what I did. But they're saying that they're turning over my information to police. So his parents took money out of their savings and paid for a lawyer for the guy.
Terrible.
So he got a lawyer who went to Google, and they found out what the deal was. And it took him some time, but they finally figured out that all he was doing was biking.
Yeah, and I never again want to hear the line, well, why do I care if police have access to my location or the contents of my phone? I'm not doing anything wrong. Who cares?
Neither was this guy. And if he hadn't gotten a lawyer, he'd probably be in jail right now. And he had to spend thousands of dollars to get himself out of trouble when he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything at all. Now, these Google searches like this that police are using were up 1,500% last year. And another 500% this year. So they're doing this all the time now. All the time. They're, okay, it's a Geo-fence warrant.
Oh, Geo-fence. There you go. Yep.
A Geo-fence warrant.
Yeah, absorb that phrase. Geo-fence warrant.
And what it does is it casts a virtual dragnet over crime scenes, sweeping up Google location data drawn from users' GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and cell connections from everyone nearby. Everyone. So if you think you're not doing anything wrong, that doesn't matter one iota.
And if you think you're invisible in this society?
Nope.
Wrong.
You don't know how your activity is going to look to authorities who are investigating something. You have no idea. The warrants have increased dramatically, as I said, and they're even according to Google, a significant incursion on privacy. Oh, they're worse than that. They're much worse than that. They're unconstitutional, frankly.
Yeah.
Because you can't just sweep up everybody's information in the area. That's illegal. You can't do that. You've got to have probable cause to be taking people's information. So thousands and thousands of people are being scooped up in these things, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it.
And what would the counter argument be to that? Well, we had reason to believe that this guy was in the area, blah blah blah.
But anything of the kind, though, until you scooped up all the everything from everybody.
And I think the pushback on that is, okay, you don't have access to my property, my papers. Come on, this can't be good enough for a warrant. This Geo-fence warrant phrase. I'm afraid we're going to hear this is going to be part of our lexicon for a long time now.
It is.
That's scary stuff. That is police state stuff right there.
Absolutely, it is. And they're going to keep doing it because it works. They have actually solved murders from it. They've solved robberies from it. They've solved rapes with it. I mean, this is pretty good information. If you can just go and scoop up every piece of information from an area and then start going through it until you narrow something down and find somebody suspicious, that's going to work for law enforcement. Of course they love it.
And see, where this is reasonable to say, okay, the guy was in the area. There's reason to suspect him.
Yeah.
But for this thing to become what it became, in a week you have to prove your innocence? Screw you. No way. This should have gone a lot deeper than this. They should be able to take that information and then somehow prove that he stole that jewelry from that house, as opposed to just, oh, well, you're in the area? You're in the area? Oh, well, then you got a week to prove that you weren't the guy.
They used that phrase several times in the story, that he had to prove that he didn't do it. Well, you don't have to prove you didn't do it.
That is flipped what this nation is based on its
completely flipped justice upside down in this country. It's
scary.
It's unconstitutional. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.